Ladies and gentlemen of the living and the dead, my name is Arias, and I'm your friendly neighborhood Copernicomaster who fears all things horror. Happy Wednesday! Happy Wednesday! Welcome in, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Hello, CG Anime fan. Aries is a kind, considerate person. Very talented, clever, and funny. Oh, thank you. I don't know about the clever part. I don't know about the funny part, but thank you. Hello, now creative. Ace Attorney, let's go. It's Danganronpa before Danganronpa? I guess. Maybe. I can see that. Yuri Candy, hello. Objections, but with style. Absolutely. Heard about Ace Attorney, but I don't know a lot about it. That's right. That's okay. It's basically solving crimes. So solving crimes. Hello, Cringing Tingy. What's up? Yes, we're playing Ace Attorney Investigations. It's technically the collection with the first game and the second game, but it's too long to fit in the title. So we're just gonna call it Ace Attorney Investigation, even though technically we're playing both 1 and 2. So yeah. Hello. Oh yeah, that's right. You named my cat Kevin. I still don't know what the cat's name is. It will tell me when it's ready. Hello, Pongo Power. What's up? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hello. All right. Let's go ahead and get this situated. All right. So. My 3 favorite games. 3 favorite games. If anyone asks me, what's your favorite game? These are my top 3, okay? Not in any order. My 3 favorite games are Persona 5, Grand Blue Fantasy, and Phoenix Wright Trilogy. I can't say I like all of Ace Attorney because I've only played the Phoenix Wright Trilogy. The very first one. You know, the OG. And I thought about playing that again on stream, but I literally played that game 3 times. So we're not going to play that again. We're not going to play that again. So instead, we're starting with Ace Attorney Investigations, which is, my favorite character. My favorite character is Ashworth, so there's no reason not to start with him, right? No reason not to start with him. Also, I think this game technically takes place before the Apollo Justice Trilogy. So I don't know. It just makes sense. It makes sense to me. Also, I've been waiting to play this game forever, guys. I got this game when it came out on iOS, and I only played like a teeny little bit of it because I found out the second game wasn't localized, and I was like, oh, so I can't play it because I'm too. I can't understand Japanese, so I ended up playing it. So now the whole thing is in English. I can play it. I'm really excited. I've been waiting for this day, guys. I've been waiting for this day, and I'm ready. I'm ready to play Ace Attorney Investigation. I'm so excited, guys. You guys have no idea. This was what I thought about all day today. I was like, I'm gonna go home, take a shower, we're gonna eat, and then we're gonna play Ace Attorney Investigations. So yes. I'm so excited. Gotta write it down. Which game of the 3 are your favorite? I can't pick a favorite because they're 3 different games, Persona 5 and Grand Blue Fantasy and Ace Attorney. They're not the same type of game. You can't compare apples to oranges, So I can't. Not in any order. They're all of my favorites. Which Grand Blue Fantasy game? I've been playing the original browser game since like 2018. So that was the OG. So the browser game is my favorite. I'm still playing it to this time. Sometimes I don't stream on weekends when it's Guild Wars because I'm too busy grinding. But I also really like Relink. I got Versus, but I haven't played it yet. So, yeah, reeling was fun. But yeah. Which of the Phoenix Wright games are my favorite? I can't pick one because I've only played one trilogy. So, yeah, I can't pick one because it's the only one I played. Your brain, heart, and soul are ready. Exactly, Yuri Candy. Exactly. All right. I consider all three of the first because I played them together, you know, back to back. So I consider them all one game. Yeah. All right. Anyway, we chatted a lot. We yapped a lot. Let's get started. Okay. So I put a teeny little bit of it just in the beginning. So. But that's not gonna spoil the game for me because this is years ago, guys. I cannot remember for the life of me anything that happened. All right, let's go. March 14th, 1:16 a.m. in a place unbeknownst to us. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. Oh. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough. But a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. Ooh, not in Edgeworth's office! I love it when they show you the culprit right away. I'm a prodigy amongst prosecutor. No, that's me. Always have been, always will be. No, it's Edgeworth. We've established that over 3 games. March 14th, 2:05 a.m. Prosecutor's building, 12th floor hallway. All right, here we go, guys. It's Edgeworth! It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gunshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. He's a simp for you. Of course he has. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? Ooh. What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood? Is it a dead body? What the hell? What the hell? Oh, dead body. What's the meaning of this? Freeze? Who's telling me to freeze? Oh. Identify yourself. Shut up. Rude. Got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? Oh, he just shot my outfit framed on the wall. Gunshot smell. Yeah, probably smells like gunpowder in the air too. Doesn't says anything. Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. All right, culprit's leaving. Imaginally telling me. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. March 14th, 2:56 a.m., High Prosecutor's Office. What does that even mean, High Prosecutor? Room 1202. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. Bro, is you just dusting that one corner of the painting, or are you dusting the wall? Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay, sir? Hello, Gumshoe. Yeah, keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. Have some respect for the duly departed. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. This is before Phoenix? No, this is right after the first Phoenix Wright trilogy. So I think this is between the Phoenix Wright trilogy and Apollo Justice. Yeah. This is after Phoenix. We're getting the nice, still traumatized, but much more stable Edgeworth. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here right away, straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with the local precinct. And the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. Wait, I'm not sure if this case is set before Phoenix Wright or after. But I know the game is supposed to be set in between the games. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However, what they did to your office is totally trashed. It is, isn't it? I'll say the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Is that what you're worried about? Sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. Maybe? This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. That's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any lead or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Alright, see. Is it really coincident murder took place in my office? Curious. I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Okay, so E gives you a little handbook thingy. E gives you a little handbook thingy. Hello, Violet. How are you? I'm good. I'm just playing the game. Playing the game. Was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. Key to your office? For security reason, this office door has a lock built into it. What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Oh, that's right! There's like a mechanics in this game that was in the first trilogy. Can't remember how it works though. By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. Okay. So how do you use it? With your brain, Gunshoe. With your brain. First, I recall the information we've gathered with Q, and then I connect them together with T. Oh. Now to use Q and recall the facts. Not gonna remember any of these controls. Okay, the crime scene is the office. Office key is this, and then we connect. I mean, I can't really get this raw because it's literally the first, you know. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with the locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. You know, I can't even get mad at Gumshoe because he's such a stud. He's so loyal, you know? Such a good guy. Constance, same with the logic. And this one is a game mechanic. It's that infamous head pose! That's right, Lena, that's right. Like connecting the dots, got it, genius. It gets a little bit more complicated later, but yeah, it's close enough. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with that investigation, shall we? Yes, sir. All right. Begin our investigation in our office. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that. And when I want to examine something, I simply use the space when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use T, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator. Alright, something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Alright. This is the first time I'm playing this game, so the controls are a little different. I'm gonna go and I just want to say hi. Alrighty! Have a good rest of your day, Violet. Bye-bye. Okay, let's start here. We're on the case. That's right, Nano, we are. Oh! You even knocked over your chess set. Yes, they did. I'd all set up ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. In that case, I suppose I can set some times after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. Aww. I love how starky he is. One of my reasons I like him. We finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Alright, Oh, I can use my mouse? Okay, cool. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. Abdominal, it's such a hard word to say. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep, and until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found at around 2:05 a.m. Alright, put that down. You're gonna be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. You say so! Keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have to press E to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence, I keep his profile and hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Alright. No clue when I see one. Oh, what's this? What's this over here? Don't believe it. I packed those files on these shelves so tight that not even an earthquake can make them fall off, but just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. I'm glad that's your main concern, Gumshoe. A pro to be sure! But once the investigation is over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. I'm so curious about the bloody writing, though. Okay, so we look at what's in here? What do we have here? I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge detective. You have the exact same thing. What a coinkadink. Yes. What a coincidence! A detective like you would also have a detective badge. Let's take a look inside. Buddy Faith! Why that name? Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective just like you. Gumshoe hasn't changed at all. No, he has not. He has not. So look at the wound. Okay, let's check these. Your files all over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Signs of a struggle. Okay. And I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room! Well, I water the flowers every day just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I come in and clean this place until it sparkles. Does he have a life? No. Okay. I don't think there's anything else to look at here. Nothing's turning yellow without a check mark, so I think we are Gucci. Let's go back. Watch out for the teacup fragments. Killer is going to pay this tea set. I'm really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. And I feel like the killer's wasted 1 month of my one of my monthly paychecks. I always forget that Edgeworth is like loaded. It's your trophy, the Knight of Prosecutors. King of Prosecutors. King of Prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield. I only sent this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. It's not gonna sound the same coming from you, Gumshoe, I'm afraid. It's not gonna sound the same coming from you. Unfortunately, from his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Please. It's a good thing my steel samurai doll was spared any harm. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai. And his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, it's high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show given in presents. You should know a lot about. You sure you're not some sort of Rabbit fanboy? He's just a normal fanboy. Gumshoe, don't be rude. Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than I expected. Let us return to an investigation. Yeah, so this is after Phoenix Wright because the Pink Princess only happened after those games. Well, one of those games. I don't remember which. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? The ones that come with the card attached every month like clockwork for you. Yep. Oh, from Wendy! Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. Oh, will be resolved. Wendy! Oh, Miss Irony, how painful are thy thorns? Wendy, isn't that the name of that old lady with the whiny voice? That's not detective. Need not remind me further. How's it coming along? Please, I need an absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. You've been fingerprinting the same spot for 10 minutes, Mr. Forensics! Well, I never. Anything else? Are we all done here? Damn! This office has one hell of a view, I'm just saying. It's been a while since I've sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. It's so tidy that it looks newer than when I first bought it. That thing's so polished that it makes mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, detective. My job is to protect your office, sir! You did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it! Truth, you're so mean! That's harsh, sir. I have to admit the desk never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. care to enlighten me as to where? I know! I was issued the exact same model, I think. Detective. Don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. Okay! I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Edgeworth, stop using big words. My vocabulary is not as big as yours. Okay, so let's start here. The victim was a detective. And the revolver found in the crime scene. Let's see if this connects. Oh, I got my first match! That wasn't, you know, that wasn't like baby tutorial level. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gunship, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? On it, sir! Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster! So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. It can be assumed that this gun is the murder weapon. It was issued to the victim. Haven't seen the ballistics yet, Edgeworth. Victim's revolver data jotted down in my organizer. Nope, damn. My logic is flawless, dear Watson. Let's see what else we can find about this revolver. Ooh, we're doing the thing, we're doing the thing. As I always say, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use up, down, left, right to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use Q and E to zoom in and out to get at the nitty gritty. Okay. Oh, what's this? I think that this is so easily take alive with just the pull of a trigger. You know, I can't ever see myself really liking guns. But I love the ones they use at track and field meets start races. Yeah, to chase you down for a full start, detective. Now that you mention it, even when I finish first, I always end up in last place. It looks like only one round was fired from this. So the killer killed the victim with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? But no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. Or it's someone he trusted. I guess it's about all we're gonna find out. We should send the body to... Oh. Why, oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? So dramatic. Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be! Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh! Look at him. Jim looks like he just turned in for the night! Dude, he's covered in blood, bro. Sure, just in a blood-stained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I'm... Jacques Portsman, prosecutor. I almost call him Jacques, but I was like, oh, I don't think that's right. I think it's Jacques. I could be wrong, so if it's wrong, I apologize. I apologize. I think it's Jacques Portsman. Unless it's Jacques Portsman, which I don't think so. I feel like Jacques sounds very fancy and he would enjoy that very much. Every shape, same brain cell as gumshoe? Yeah. Yeah, so what? So what? Hello, Mr. 2, welcome in. Hope you had a good day. I'm right. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you for confirming. Jack, that sounds better. True. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. His name is very hard to say. Detective Dick Gumshoe. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office. Yes, that is correct. Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! I'd say something, but like, your statement spoke for itself, and there's no comment to be made. Don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not! I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door! That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Ho ho. Ho ho. What that means. I'm not sure what that means. It means exactly what you think it means. So it was you then! You're Jim's killer! No way, pal, you've got it all wrong! Everyone, calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you're a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? He's such a dick, I love him. Gumshoe, you did not, for real. Bro, the thing is, you know there's no way Gumshoe could have committed the crime because he's so incredibly stupid. I feel like if he killed someone, he like turned himself in. Or he confessed in like 2 seconds. Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then! It's your room after all. Thank you. I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there! I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. I should probably give them some space. Well, let's go check out my... I hope we can solve this case quickly. I would like to return to relaxing on this couch. That thing looks a billion times softer than my mattress at home. It probably is. Can I sit on it too, just for a little while? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard to be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. Yes, Pumglipar. Welcome to Ace Attorney. Your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well. They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your oh my god, okay, how do I say this word? Prosecutorial debut in. Gumshoe, there's no way you know how to pronounce that word. Prosecutorial? That's way too many syllables for you. What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here. Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There's a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Ellie. Yes. Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to feel like it. You're missing your rival already? We're only 20 minutes into the game. That was awfully fast. You're hating on Gumshoe's vocab? Please. Prosecutorial. What a word. Hello, Interdacted. Welcome in. Welcome in. Alright. So, only one bullet left the chamber. But if there's a bullet hole in the frame that housed my coach, and how can another bullet also kill a detective? Where's the other bullet? Ain't no way Gumshoe did this crime for reals, Nano. He's too good of a person. But I have my own methods and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press T with conviction. All right, here we go. Pressing T with conviction. And when I found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. Okay, so. Contradicts the gun. Eureka! This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first fouled the victim. And the second fouled this frame. That's right. However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes. What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Oh, we'll look it up in a second. Well, you see, the bullet was copper-based and went through the first victim and to the other. But the body's on the opposite side of the room. Eureka! That's right, he can't say objection here. Because he's not objecting to anything. Also, you know, I'm not sure what else they would have used that didn't sound strange in the English language. I actually don't even know what he says in the Japanese version. That it's a secret safe. A secret safe? Or I spill money? I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that. Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. Copper bullets can go through walls? Yeah, but he shot down the frame when we were in the room with him. So he shot it at that direction, so it couldn't have gone through the wall from the other side. I suppose it's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here, or I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. I had no idea. I mean, if you knew, then it wouldn't be a secret safe now, would it be? Would it, Gumshoe? Only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it. Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Secret safe data jotted down in my organizer. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking loot. Okay. Wow. Let's start off with this over here. These suspicious swipe marks. Now this is odd. You found something, sir? This keypad, don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist! Yes, sir! Would you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir! And how long is it gonna take? All day? I couldn't find, let alone lift a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. Okay. Well, I done good. No worries, no worries. It's a good theory, it was a good theory. Each prosecutor has one in the office, only they know of them. Prints were wiped. As I thought, it appears that logic's the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly play connect the dots with the information we have. Okay! Okay, so the killer's goal. And the wiped fingerprints. It'd be really funny if I get this wrong. I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh, I got it right. Okay, okay. I believe I figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. Question mark. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. Ooh! There's a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. You mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelf files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Okay. Yeah, let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament... Wait, what? No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And, so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it, here, let me help. So this file goes here and that book goes there. Sure know a lot about where things go despite being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done! It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. One take wonder? We'll see about that. Smart Airy? I mean, we're only like 20 minutes in the game. I'm sure it gets harder from here. Bloodstains on the bookshelves are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. And then the guy fell on the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. You know, no good blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. Yeah. Why is the bullet hole down here? So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim. For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in the file spine, indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. And I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. But if he was standing, wouldn't the bullet wound be like here? Because his hands are here. The victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot. There are prints on the floor too. Those must have been made when unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor. It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. That's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it. That would be the logical conclusion. killer moved the body because of leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proved that pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. Not completely. This is Mr. Edgeworth. Put them all back just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. So that means the killer took all the files out, moved them, put them back incorrectly, and then shot this dude, and then made a mess of the files because these books should be up here. And these should be over here. What? Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves, I wonder if they found what they were looking for. Okay, let's see if there's any more evidence to be seen. No. Okay. Here. So he was shot in the stomach. Eureka! Eureka, everybody! There's clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? Then why is the blood above, on the shelf above? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. And that means... Wait, what does that mean? How did you make detective? I really would like to know. It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mind detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption, and it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. The faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position. The order of the files. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Yeah. You see here how the files that were shot begin with number 0? What are those doing all the way down here? Down there after 1, 2, and 3, that's really weird. Actually, the way they're organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I see them in mind's eye. The numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they're arranged a little differently. But from this, we know the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Oh, so Gumshoe reorganized them when he was cleaning the office. But the killer, which we know is Portsman because we watched in the beginning, but Portsman put them back down the bottom because that's how he remembered it being. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Fay. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown to disarray twice, once before and once after the crime, but why? Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. Alright. There must be some reason as to why the victim's body was moved. But there is no time to ponder that now. Let us continue with our investigation, detective. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be, and we figured out that the killer went through your bookshelf twice. There are many things the killer did that don't make sense, but to figure out the whys, we need more information. What is that? Why does it say gumshoe on there in blood? Here we go. I may have same brain cell as gumshoe. I say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. It's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? This is what the killer was really after. One of my files that were written upon in blood was stolen by the culprit. Investigation complete. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. Doesn't make any sense. Well, number one, how did he write on the shelf when he's sitting like that? Number two, why is it upside down? There's no way he could reach far enough to write it from over there. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Oh, gumshoe. Can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. All right, here we go. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw in his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? What I always do in court. Semicolon! I'm going to cross-examine him. Damn! Even your punctuation is fancy, Edgeworth! Alright, here we go. I'm gonna cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Might as well. Alright, first I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with E and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use T, but that's old news. It's not like this is going to be a flaw in their testimony every time, right? Correct, and those times I need to press the witness with Q. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony. Think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations, too! Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. The master is going to show you the way, but Edgeworth is the master. I am not. Mr. Portsman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like he committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. All right. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice. He's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. I almost said incredible evidence. We're doing it now. Let's go. Yeah. I think Ace Attorney investigation doesn't take place in court. I think most of your cross-examination takes place in the field. Alright. Detective Gumshoe stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Press! He says hold it. You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim when clearly his name is Buddy Faye? Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jacques and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jacques and Buddy just sounds off somehow. It kind of sounds like a kid's show. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. Talks about the victim like he was his pet. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. Press! Press everything. Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Is me stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal! Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing, what an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? That's when you moved Jin's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf.
Hold it!
Hold it! And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. Thanks, Dad, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding.
Hold it!
Wait, what? Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for you, detective, to miss something. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You're saying he stretched his hand across 2 bookshelves to write the dying message? Or are you saying when the detective put the files back, he didn't notice his own name written in blood? Which is it? There's a lot a person can't understand about another from first impressions alone. Yeah, and you're a dick. Can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm busy here, Gumshoe. I'm thinking. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. Couldn't ask for a better setup for the game-finishing spike. Hello, Daniel Fountain. Hi, YouTube recommended I try this channel? Okay, well, hey, yeah, we're about to, prove this guy wrong. I think, maybe. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice.
Hold it!
Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yep, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. Looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic's perfectly sound? No. Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even a good detective can spot it. Now to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him with some evidence. Okay, let's take a look at our evidence. I think I know what the game is getting at. Because how did he miss? Cut, hang on, let's take a look. Was clean. It could be the murder weapon, only 1 shot fired. Okay, I think I'm supposed to present the evidence here. One of the trouble I have with Ace Attorney is I know what the logic is, but I don't know where to present the evidence. Or how to make the evidence make sense with the contradiction. We're gonna do it here. If we lose HP, we lose HP.
Objection!
Objection! I gotta say it! Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there's a serious flaw in your logic. Bring a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. Ooh, what are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. And the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner. I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Objection!
Are you objecting me? It's possible he could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters, the detective names, where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone. There's only half an H. All right, Gumshoe, sit down. All right. Let the adults handle this. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files, especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Gasp! Which means, what exactly? What does that make this dying message? Gumshoe! Gumshoe! Where are you? Were you not there for Maggie's trial? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. That's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Oh, Mr. Portsman. Ha 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 ha! Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning's flawed. Meh, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. But everyone's so cheering, even though I feel more dead than alive. Ah, but you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But Mr. Edgewood just proved that I'm innocent, pal. I see. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. And why do I sense that you still have something to say? Huh? Well, I was thinking, did you know there's one other person with the key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there! Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. A lady. Oh, no. Can only be one person. The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? Oh, it's definitely who I think it is. What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Oh, it's Maggie! Hi, Maggie. I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Oh! She dressed differently now. Why she looks so diff? Well, I guess I only remember seeing her with her police hat on. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie. Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. Oh, now we got to save Maggie? Again. I lost the time to say what? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you have never sneak into someone's room? That's right, I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me! That's right, I did it! Gumshoe, please. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but definitely wasn't Maggie, pal! Maggie looks different, she seems more cheerful before. Maggie's been through some stuff. Also, isn't it like 2 a.m. right now? She's probably sleepy at AF. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you have no problem with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Let him have all the theatrics. Listen to your boss, detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Reason for suspicion. All right, another argument. I forgot this voice isn't fully. This game is like barely voiced. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Probable? I don't know why. I know that's how probable is spelled, but it looks so weird. And I keep wanting to say probable. So you're saying she used the master key. Master key data jotted down my organizer. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially from an athlete like me. So are you an athlete or you're a prosecutor? I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give up me more details is to press him. All right, here we go. Pressing. We pressing! It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your office using the master key.
Hold it!
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night. And tonight... Oh, I accidentally turned autoplay. And tonight, she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to be? Yes, moving on. I hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean, unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Ask for more details. Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. That's not for you to decide. That's for me to decide. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you'd please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken by such words. I'm not lying, sir!
Objection!
If that's the case, and I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. A likely story. Where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. True. Yeah, pal, trust me. You don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. So we really ain't taking place on court? Not gonna lie, missing a bit of gavel sound. Yeah. At least I think this case, we don't go to court. I don't... there might be cases where you go to court, but I think this one, you don't. Because I think you are solving it right here. But nothing, Gumshoe. No, nothing, Gumshoe. We gotta settle this like adults. Still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portsman say, Detective. Can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But how would Maggie know about the safe? She's not a prosecutor. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. And 10 from the mess of shelves to the wipe down safe, I'd say thievery. Is it, huh? Bless!
Hold it!
I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery, however... Glad to hear that the gray mouse Edgeworth doesn't agree with little old me. That's a little... passive-aggressive! However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves in the safe... Good thinking, asking my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? I mean, Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door. That is! I press everything, by the way. I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It's just a theory, one hypothesis among the many possibilities. Who are you, Dr. Strange? I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face. See, there goes the truth running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up to it. Huh, was that misdirection, I see? I don't think you're catching my drift. Ah, but we're in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you understand what I say. That since she's the only one who could have opened your office door? And Alex only Miss Bird is our prime suspect. Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else. I'll have you know, I have never made a spare. So what are you insinuating? Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would. Top of which she knows our good detective. Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity amongst his prosecutors. Really? I never knew it was so talked about, sir. I don't think, we're holding our collective breath, you know. When you screw up so badly that you're literally chased off the force. You asked for that, detective. Saying. Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course not. That's Hogwash. Look at Mr. Popular. I'm screaming like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Making all that more proper that she was the one who faked the dying message. Press! By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe? Figure that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other. Mr. Ashworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I would love to. First, we should listen to a bit more and digest what he's saying. And press him for more information. I think we've done enough of that. Okay, time to present some evidence. Let's talk about the safe that only prosecutors would know. Present! Objection! Ah, I love it when he does that. The hand wiggle. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth, after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. The existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Ah! Find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But what? But what, Portsman? But what, Jock? But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. I don't know how to make that sound. Even I didn't know about the safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? I don't know. What do you think, Jock? What do you think? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses! Why? What made you? What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault! I see he's coming up with a different story now. I think Portsman's about to throw Jim under the bus. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. I thought you had like 3 more Jims before this one. That's why I told him. I filled him on the secret safes. And that means... Yeah, I know. I'd only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it. But the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Oh, is that what we're going with? Yeah, he's claiming that the victim was the thief? No. Very quick change of tunes, Mr. Portsman. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Oh, that's where you're going with it. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job? Killing's going a bit far, even in your risky profession. Still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she has stumbled upon Jim, but probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office, which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole a master key. Could it be impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him? Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? No, of course not. Now that I think we're done here, the investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? Can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. Ah, but I'm the one who's being assigned to this case. You're all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now. Ha! Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? The dead tells no tales after all, poor Jim. Oh, well, the dead talk sometimes, you know, if you know how to wake them up. Save your progress, yes! Okay. March 14th, 4:18 a.m., Prosecutor's Building, 12th floor hallway. What is it with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocent. You'll see, sir. And we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Begin investigation, prosecutors. Building 12th floor hallway. I hope Gumshoe punches this forehead once. We'll see. In Ace Attorney, yes, you're right. Exactly. Alright. Oh, it's this guy! Mr. Payne! Mr. Payne! Looks like you're in quite a pinch, Mr. Ezra. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer post-haste. Accordingly, post-haste. Post-haste? Edgeworth. Sounds like a messy case you've got in your hands. If you ever feel lost and need some advice, my door's always open. How gracious! I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? Is everything alright? Yes, sir. You must know I weighed myself this morning and finally at 154 pounds. Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room. Everything's okay, sir. A word of advice, stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers dragging it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? What is a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. True. This office. 1203. Hey, Maggie, whose room is this again? It's Mr. Portsman, sir. So he's my new neighbor, I see. I suppose he moved in while I was away overseas. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. 1202. These 4 numbers on the number plate alone proclaims this to be my office. Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir. You have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of intriguing, is it not? Is it not? Oops, I accidentally clicked out of it. Let's look at it again. Look at the door itself. A minimalist yet classy door made of top quality wood. It's sturdily made, making it nearly impossible to break in by force. It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. Only Gumshoe praise the door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own rewards and a certain virtuous value. I think, if you live up to your full potential, that's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I see, so you're saying so that being me is the best thing I can do for everyone? Yeah, sure. That long pause was exactly reassuring, sir. Well, I don't know. Let's take a look at the doorknob. I don't see any signs of forced entry, and according to the guard, no signs that a lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Wherever this thief is, they did a good job not leaving any clues behind. Okay, I think that's everything on the door. You know, just to be safe, let's make sure that we don't have to look at the walls or anything. Or the hinges. Okay. Oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Or I'm not going to read that everyone. What's this? Isn't this the missing 0 series file, sir? No doubt about it, the bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these 0 files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them. Not particularly, it's just a collection of court case files. However, the case within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the high prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I had my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. That means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder what anyone would care about such an old case. A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know. You would sleep even out here, detective? In hallway? Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. But it always ends the same way, me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometimes to envision myself winning naturally. Huh? You think you can win against your rival? But the thieves, not under here. Guess there isn't enough space for anyone to hide under here anyway. I mean, if anyone could contort themselves to fit, I'd be really impressed. Sounds to me like somebody has already tried at least once before. Gumshoe, what do you do all day? Alright, I think we're done here. Alright, I think we've talked to everyone we can talk to. Oh, we haven't talked to Maggie yet. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream! A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth! Oh, that's right! Her case was tried by Mr. Payne. It wasn't Edgeworth. Can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with tea. Okay, let's talk about the victim. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun. Just ones I had loved to play with them. It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir. Oh, on second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in all that well with him. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you're an acquaintance of the detective? She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night, you got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I've even managed to be named a criminal just when I've become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know, and just when I thought I'd finally found my happiness, I wound up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird. You need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth, you can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Alright, let's present some stuff. Let's start with the master key. So when did you discover the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two times, it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. So it's missing from 1 a.m. until 2:30, okay? Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? Oh, it's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say, except for this time? Well, I admit that I was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key? Why does she have to use the master key? Alright, let's ask her about everything. Talking to another gumshoe. Okay. This is just how I do things. It might be a little boring, but I kind of just present everything to the person. Just in case, you know, something pops. Even if I know it wouldn't pop. That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor. Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe. That badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that on just for a little bit? I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you? I guess not. On second thought, they're actually on the same level. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about her using the master key. What did you mean by you used the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. Oh, she does have a hat. Now she looks more like Maggie. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah. What is it? That's right. I just remembered the prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. Please tell me more, Miss Bird, quickly. Forgetful Mr. Portsman. It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key. So he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him? No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. Oh! I see. And then what happened after that? Now I know why his name is Buddy Faye. Why is it Buddy Faye? Is it a reference to something? Well, he called for me to come close up to his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think. So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. The key was used to unlock and lock Mr. Portsman's office at 12 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. Wait, but it was missing between 1 to 2, didn't she say? Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that. You've never left your keys at home, detective. Please post for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Wait, so the key? Wait, so the key was missing between 1 and 2:30. But she used it once at 12 and once at 1:30? Master key to every office in the building. Okay, well, let's go examine the door. The key went missing from approximately 1 a.m. till 2:30. But she used it at 1:30. That doesn't make any sense. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Room 1203, I take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office? Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me, Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgewood, we put him next door. So why was Mr. Portman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday's December 2nd? That's gotta be it. I can't think of any other reason why. I can think of at least 3. Wow, why am I even wasting my time thinking about this? Oh, is it because it's budding faith? I see. Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop. Can't believe he put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. But you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office, and yet you still managed to get lost? I see. I see how he did it. I see how he did it. A minimalist yet classy door. It's kind of majestic too, fits in really well with the ambience of the prosecutor's office. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. No, he's a prosecutor, Edgeworth! Door's locked tight. The old credit card trick won't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor detective. Those doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cab burglar could go through them. So I guess only a great cab burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is. Let's dust the doorknob. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? Are you gonna dust the doorknob, Edgeworth? I think we should dust the doorknob. Just saying. So he probably switched these two plates and moved this over here. So Maggie thought that this was his office. Alright, let's see if we can put some stuff together. Actually? I don't think I have a question for him. She doesn't have anything new to add. You present her with stuff. I feel like there's something I'm missing. Supposedly looked at everything already. I don't think there's anything here that I need to look at. So let's try and put something together and see if it flies. Master key was stolen. Let's use the master key. Let's see if that connects. Okay, cool! Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. Yeah. No way, Palmy, sir. You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at 1:30, correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I totally forgotten about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right. It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking it up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then. Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Mr. Portsman's office data jotted down in my organizer. Oh yeah? Take a look. Let's take a look to see if the door is locked, because I would bet anything that it isn't. I would bet anything that it isn't. There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? You know, you're right. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door, but how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine this print on the doorknob. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Yeah, you pal, do us a favor and see what we can lift from this, okay? So what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective. Sir, I have found only Mr. Portsman and Mr. Faith's print on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this. That's pretty decisive. So where's Maggie's prints? Huh? I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's print should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose print should also be on this doorknob? Maggie! Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked these doors are absent? You mean, yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Mr. Portsman's office data updated in my organizer. What have we here? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Alright, let's take a look at this suspicious piece of... oh, hang on. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? How about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hope to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. Position of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd better take note of this. Yes, it's proof that someone moved it. Take a look at the basketball. Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. In basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. It doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Although I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball. Ho-ho. That isn't the point you should be focusing on, detective. You're right, sir. Now I know that what I should be focusing on. Bad Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean up his toys after he's done playing. Yeah, I think we've reached the end of this conversation. Alright, let's take a look at this. Oh, oops, I pressed the wrong button. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later. It looks like a note from a victim. Yeah, and it's from Mr. Portsman. Note left by victim data jotted down in my organizer. Investigation complete! Poking around in this hallway's actually paid off quite handsomely. How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, as long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman, say it isn't so for those of us who already watched the opening. I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too. Sure, Gumshoe, I'm sure. I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. Sure, Gumshoe, sure! That is anything but logical. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. Oh, how very poetic of you, Edgeworth. March 14th, 5:12 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letter, sir. Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Ain't no way you tossing around evidence. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of a joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jock Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crimes under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job? I can see right through the unsightly, paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Ha ha! Who would have thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? What if it is? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Says the man giving out the accusation. Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours now is explaining yourselves. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything? There we go. Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask, do you propose I unlock your door and go in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we're not finished. Yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusations on. With evidence. Alright, first my favorite thing. Pressing every single statement. Close I can. No idea what sort of brain-haired idea you have in mind, but... my accusation is a harebrained idea, is it? You tell me. I say it is, after all. There's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Oh? And what, pray tell, kind of evidence are we talking about here? Jim was my partner, so you can't say I had a motive for killing him. Treat him like a dog that needed to be put down. And? That's it? That's not even an anthill, let alone a mountain. But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree? Might I recommend that you review what the word evidence means? It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as the killer. Besides, how else do you propose to unlock your door and go in here? This! Unfortunately, I believe I've already shown how earlier. Your speculation means nothing, as I still insist I cannot gain access to your room. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? Not yet! But we will. Just not right now. We need to gather a bit more information. What's wrong? Tell me all you wanted to do was find fault with my flawless logic. Far from flawless, but okay. Rest. I don't think so. Oh, and why is that? Because there's a flaw in your reasoning. You calling me a liar? So, where's your proof? The saying evidence is everything isn't limited to just the courtroom, you know? You need not remind me. I'll show you all the evidence you want in time. Okay. So... let's go here. Let's press a little for funsies. Seeing nothing. Okay. Raise an objection. You claim to have had no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Ha ha! Alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then. I propose that you use this to open my door. The master key.
Take that!
I believe you are able to open my office door with the master key, no less. Wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely, you were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. Oh, you're sweaty. You're getting sweaty. You're getting sweaty. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. Maggie!
Take that!
You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? But the room you had Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it? What? Why are y'all shocked? You have quite the imagination. Why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Bird backs about my story. And yet, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what she wanted? Ha! And how do you propose I do that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right, they do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then use one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not in fact mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room? It's the basketball hoop! The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why I left an usually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. Rah! That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portman's. There's signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit it in front of my office, to be sure. I see, so that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip, but I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Oh yeah? Round 2. Conjectures rebuttal. Now you're just spouting nonsense. Had the girl open my office door after that I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. Why, just because it's white? And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. A jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know, I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one surely covered in slime here. Aww. There we go. Now you're just spouting nonsense.
Hold it!
Press! Nonsense, you say? Yes, because I'm telling the truth here. There's no BGM? There should be. Are you guys not hearing the sound? Is it not capturing? Is it not capturing? It says it's capturing. Really? Is that capturing? But huh? Is that capturing? Wait, what? Y'all didn't tell me this earlier. Hold on, let me check something. I hear the splash sound? Hold, please. Oh, okay, so there is background noise. Okay, it's not just me. Okay. There are some times where there won't be any music when they like pause for dramatics. Okay. Okay. I hear it just slow. Okay. I can turn it up a little bit more, but I think it should be okay. I mean, I can turn it up just a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. Let's turn it up. Okay, it should be louder now. Alright, let's press a statement about having Maggie open the door.
Hold
it! Using the master key, of course. Sure. You have a problem with that? That is what the master key is for, right? Perhaps we should place it in an elaborate labyrinth of some sort for people like you. After that, I was in my room the entire time.
Hold it!
And what were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen. Training regimen? Were you going through your law books from start to finish? Mainly batting practice in some weights. Oh, and I jog when I get the chance. Alright. Must be the buffest prosecutor we have? Gumshoe! How is that relevant? The weakest legal muscles, it would seem. Ooh, burr! Very clearly, thanks. Okay, good. Very clearly, good. I turned it up just a bit. Maybe it was a little low. I was doing my usual workout, so... You don't have a single reason to suspect me?
Hold it!
I think I've given you quite a few reasons, actually. But none of those would stand up on their own. Oh, they're just objecting back and forth. What about all this evidence? It's all circumstantial. No judge would convict on such a filmsy evidence. Not if you play Danganronpa. He seems to be trembling a little. One more little push. All I have to do is find the flawless testimony. I've already found it. All right, here we go. He claims he was in his office the entire time. However, Jim says otherwise.
Objection!
Yes, right. Do the finger wave. So iconic. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How is that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? It was left under your door. Or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Miss Bird open for you. That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you.
Take that!
Take that. I had your door dusted for prints. My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You're sure good at wasting time. You're right. I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What did they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ah! Further, all of the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up on your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return. When I did, you had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. Heh, 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 heh. Ha 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 ha. And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime. Alrighty. It's the breakdown? Almost, not quite. Not quite. We're close. But he hasn't gone full Ace Attorney yet. And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess I had wiped that knob down as well. I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch the doorknob that you had touched. Which is why I wiped the doorknob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. I made that up just not to hit you. Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like, early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters. Although that's no excuse. Hello, Andres! Welcome in! We're trying to bust this guy for murder! Now that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. Ah, but you can't prove that, can't you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Horseman makes a good point. You can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us that I told you sooner. Here we go. Horseman's alibi. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. You really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. But that's assuming the person in my office was also the murderer, which we don't know if it's true. How am I? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm playing my favorite franchise is my favorite character. Everything is well. Hope your day was well. I hope you had a good day. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 a.m. You see? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit, so there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. It's not the alibi. It's the fact that we assume they're the same person. Because where's the other gun? Memory serve, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? Correct. Yeah, correct. It was around 2 a.m. Damn, Edgeworth, another semicolon? You don't just want to use a full stop? Like the right of us plebeians? No? Okay. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then and make no mistake, it was 2. Giving testimony like a pro. So you came back to your office at 2. It was then that you had unfortunate confrontation and gunpoint with the culprit.
Hold it!
It is as you say, however. Yes, however, you're the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit. Exactly the time I was down in criminal affairs.
Hold it!
So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit. Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Ask her, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my perfect alibi. Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you around that time. See, I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Possibly he actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face? Did you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line. It's time to get off this crazy train. You there! Please escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn the situation around, but there is! If I only had a clue, did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? I need to calmly think this through one more time and with logic. Because! Why are we certain that the person who was in the office with us was actually the culprit? They also rearranged the file twice. And they did it correctly the second time. Which means... Okay, which means Portman arranged the files that he thought was logical with zeros first. That's when Buddy was shot. And then after Buddy was shot, someone else came and searched it again and put it back the correct way. I see. Alright. Okay, so Mr. Portman's alibi and another handgun suggests there's two different culprits. With 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life, and one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only shows sign of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. Seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Exactly. And it's why your room was searched twice. Beautiful. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight, that would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder, so it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole a victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit, who was the owner of the second gun. If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back...
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth? Sir, what are you saying? There's been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. Thief? But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean 2? Exactly what I just said. It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office. Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then this would be when the shelves were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct! And then just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? And why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? Probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. That's when he noticed sounds coming from my office would be my guess. Oh, because you're supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into this office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then... he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. He's fighting his medal! That's right. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind. Such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another visitor, sir? Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seemed the thief found their prize. The stolen zero file, right, sir? Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shelves getting messed up twice and the two bullets was all because two different people were doing those things at two different times. Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief and was not in fact Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant, because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit. Ha 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 ha! What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Portsman's alibi, part 2. That thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at Criminal Affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course, now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions. But that doesn't explain why Gumshoe's name is upside down on the files. But if the thief put it back the wrong way, then that will explain it. I don't think it's at all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? Because Jim was dying on the ground. So in order for him to write Gumshoe on the files, he wouldn't have been able to write it upside down because of where he was situated. So the only way the Gumshoe is upside down is if it was written the right way up and then the files were flipped after the fact. I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. Just have to find a way to prove it. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh, his name's so hard to say. Portsman's alibi part 2. A thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say?
Hold it!
Actually, no, I wouldn't. Why not? That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Fate's killer very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files, and it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. In the 0 files, right? And that's how we also know the letters themselves were a setup and not from Mr. Fate. If the thief was the killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves? Ah! Maybe the killer just didn't think of that either. Yes, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe. If they're looking for that thief right now, they might still be nearby.
Hold it!
Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief will linger nearby. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. Oh, you talk like you know quite a bit about this thief. It's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything, after all. Hate to repeat myself, as I already said I was training in my room.
Hold it!
But according to Mr. Fate's no. Hold on, I thought I already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? If you have proof that he left at a different time, say just before he was murdered. I don't have any, no. You see? So I insist again that I was in my office the entire time. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at Criminal Affairs.
Hold it!
Wait, where's the evidence? Why'd you go there with Mr. Fay? It's because he said he was tired and was going to take a good nap. You know, those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. And what of the evidence he brought? There were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. Brought me 2 items, a gun and a pendant that are related to yesterday's case.
Hold it!
A gun and a pendant. Yes, this gun, which was the murder weapon, and this pendant, which belonged to the victim. And why were you taking them to Criminal Affairs? There was something in a past case file I wanted to compare these 2 to. But all this has nothing to do with this case right now. Anyway, I believe you'll find the long paper trail I left to be to your satisfaction. Though matching up with what Detective Gumshoe found out. I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left.
Hold it!
I can't expect you to know, can I? Nope, but I guess you can expect me to take a guess based on logical deduction. Then let's see you deduce! Jim waited for me to leave and then stole a master key, for the purpose of sneaking into your room, of course. And that's when Mr. Bird caught him red-handed, and the murder occurred. It's all exactly as I had laid out earlier. I know he's lying, I know he was here at the same time. Find a way to prove it. Okay. We should be out there looking for that thief right now. I hate to repeat myself, as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was done at Criminal Affairs. Turning to case tried 10 years ago. Under the door for the absent portsman. Three pieces, you say, huh?
Objection!
Objection! But it says 3 pieces of evidence! Oh wait, oh shoot, I think I presented the wrong... There we go. Presented the wrong statement! Alright, let's do this one more time. Objection! Only 2 pieces? I believe the proper phrase here is you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. I'm talking about I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. It says that Mr. Faith would bring 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. Can't believe to get tripped up by simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? It's You have it, don't you? Only the guilty will make such a face. Detective Gumshoe! You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe! Don't come any closer, I'm warning you! This is all part of the investigation, pal, so don't even think about stopping me! No! Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. But why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little bit more detail for the section of the tape that would drive the last nail into his coffin. KG8 incident? That's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. I mean, this might be Detective Faith's blood? No, you've got it all wrong! No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video. Yeah, it's totally suspicious! Was that the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints? Yeah! If I had to take a guess, I say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith. No! Impossible! Oh, he ate his medal! And promptly passed out. March 14th, 5:47 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, Room 1202. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. Still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. Oh, he's so smooth. Oh, it was nothing, really, compared to what I've been through, I mean. I consider myself that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. Okay, Mackie? If it had been a hold-up or a hostage situation, I've thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have tied a different person for security detail. I agree, Edgeworth. I agree. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he used is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really big reason. Ooh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession. We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, he just clammed up. Although we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Oh, that Mr. Portsman's in the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather there's still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of evidence. The folder.
Take that!
The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was. And what happened to the stolen pages. I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Yes? I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It is the mark of the raven, a three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about. Yes, it is the mark of the great thief Yatagarasu. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once the target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with a single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back. Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu? Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. For they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. Did someone send calling card? Yes, of the great Yatagarasu. And not designed by a fox. Save your progress! Absolutely! Well, I guess I could have used a different slot, huh? Oh well, it's okay. We're doing good. Alright, we finished Turnabout Visitor. We have 29 minutes to start. So we're gonna start the episode, but we're not gonna be able to get through it, but we'll just get through as much as we can. Episode 2, Turnabout Airlines. Yes. Here we go. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. Two days earlier, Go you! Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air to be precise. Thank you for flying Go You Airlines. We're currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. March 12, 6:13 a.m., flight G390, first floor lounge. You just lay on the ground? Huh? Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Though admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Oops. What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet end up in my pocket? My head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitated. It was when I was still but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. What in the world happened? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your... He's dead! Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! What? No! You have it all wrong. It wasn't me. Alright, now we're being accused of a crime. March 12th, 6:41 a.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class. This is a fancy-ass first class. Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I'm one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Teneiro? Damn, her name is hard to say. Teneiro. Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. Caught a glimpse and it was a murder. What murder? What's going on with this flight? Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We're still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we're out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. Someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off. Please, there's no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. Damn, he has a giant book about law with him? I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor and I assure you that I'm not the killer. Your prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. That is true! Now you listen here, I'm not the killer. I simply found the body. So you say, however, I'm sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. Oh, is that right? I know what I saw. And there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the power vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. Truth. Facts. Also, he brought a whole entire chessboard with him? Damn! Edgeworth is committed. Who is he even playing with? I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Miss Teneiro, is it? Yes. I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance to do what? A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you mean by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous? You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you're only looking even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Of course. As you wish. Good. Very well then. Let's get started. I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. Time to defend ourselves against Rhoda. What Miss Teneido saw. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. You're supposed to say I swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm certain that you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator, it was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. So if you would please cooperate, we will turn you over just as soon as we land. You mean the travel wallet? That's it? That's her evidence? I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. Alright, here we go! Rebuttal time! I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional life attendant. And again, it's to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Hold it!
Let's tell me what exactly puts the pro in professional flight attendant for you? Well, it means we are very professional about how we take care of our passengers. Services like fetching papers and responding to calls are done with speed and accuracy. I can assure you that I give testimonies with the same level of professionalism. Edgeworth really think he's all that? It's because he is. It's because he is. But I'm sure you have already realized that by now. It's a bit hard to appreciate your professionalism when I'm the one under suspicion. And there you have it. A professional testimony is accurate and reliable. Fortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm certain you're the killer. Bless! You certainly seem sure of yourself. She bows. It's very pretty. Of course, a professional flight attendant can't afford to make mistakes after all. Perhaps, but you must admit there are few who look at a murder with a clear mind. We attendants all go through extensive training and are always calm and collected. We'll even calmly serve you coffee if you so wish as the plane makes a splashdown. They'll see how that would be the calm and rational things to do in an emergency. Even until the bitter end, we are there to serve the passengers. I like your uniform. That is the duty of all professional flight attendants. You certainly are confident. Anyway, shall we return to your testimony? The scene I saw in front of the elevator?
Hold it!
Yes? What did you see in front of the elevator? That's what I was just about to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth. Framed by the elevator doors and bathed in the light coming from within. See you standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. Press! The murder weapon? Dripping with blood? Really? I swear that was the grisly scene I saw before me. Thank goodness it wasn't a passenger who saw it. There'd be widespread panic by now. As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time. Excuse me? You were scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of murder. Nonsense! Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be that flustered. I witnessed the murder scene and am now listening to your defense, all with a smile. Apparently you also lie with a smile on your face. So if you please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land.
Hold it!
I think I know where they're getting at. I'm not the culprit, and yet you would keep these restraints on me? Mr. Edgeworth, please try to understand what kind of situation you're in right now. What exactly is my situation? I have the backing of the captain to keep you bound in this way. We are within our legal rights to restrain anyone who might threaten our captain mid-flight. In essence, you're in the same situation as someone who has been arrested by the police. So I am to stay restrained until I can clear up all of her doubts. At least I'm close. Her mistake shines like the silver lining on a dark rain cloud. I'm going to capture some of that light with evidence. Alright, I think I know where they're getting at. The murder weapon is not a murder weapon, it is a travel wallet. So let's go ahead and present that travel wallet. Because we don't have much else. There's some evidence that we can probably look at later. Body found at 6:15 Sunday elevator stopped at the first floor lounge. Okay. Let's try this. Objection. Miss Teneiro. What is with the yelling all of a sudden? Force of habit. Yeah, you're too used to yelling objection. Too bad you can't point your finger, because it's tied up. But it doesn't matter. Miss Teneiro. You say you saw a murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct? Yes. All that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Teneiro. What? Impossible! Now then, do you still think I'm the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? So blood dripping from the wallet, I know I did. As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. If you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice. Then... That's right! You mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist. No! There, that should clear up that pesky accusation. Wait just a second. Alright. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside. Please. She's trembling and the tacked on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from this appearance that it's light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself. She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. So, if you'd be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me. Alright, I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. Okay. Grape juice stains the outer cover. Sure, it was I who dropped it in the juice. However, I didn't do it out of ill intention. You gonna open it? Can we open it? I'm gonna open it. Seems that this passport is all that's in here. As she saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree? Hold it. Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. She's pretty brave for talking with accused murder, not gonna lie. How professional. She's pretty brave. I'll give her that. Also, she says she's trying to be as professional as she possibly can, so I'll give her that too. What is it now? Well, I was wondering whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. Republic of Virginia. Ackby Hicks. Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Ackby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property. Wallet data updated in my organizer. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you? You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. Alright! She's got a point! But I'm sure her logic is flawed somewhere. Miss Teneiro's logic. As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you? But there's no money. So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? I like how, like when she smiles, they animate her in a way where you can clearly tell she's forcing it. It's a cool little detail. Alright, time for a rebuttal. As you claim, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. Yes! Shouldn't that be proof enough for you that I did not murder the victim? Not at all. Oh, and why not? Because that wallet may not have been what I thought it was. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vault deed.
Hold it!
You think I stole it? Yes, I'm very sorry to say it, and I wouldn't usually be so rude, but it must be said. I never thought I'd see the day, but here I am calling a passenger a thief. Maybe I should put on a serious face and say it more directly. I believe you removed the wallet from the victim's personage. It really doesn't matter how you phrase it. What I'd like to know is why you think I stole Mr. Hicks' wallet. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple.
Hold it!
I don't think I have any sort of motive to speak of. I've never met Mr. Hicks before, and our only connection is this one flight. But that is more than enough for a reason. How do you figure? He was sitting in first class, and I think the implication is quite clear. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money.
Hold it!
You think I was after his money? Where did that cockamamie idea come from? Sure, you're also a passenger in first class, but I thought something was off about you and those deeply etched lines on your forehead. They're not lines, they're perfectly normal and a part of my natural face. I don't think I've ever met someone with such a terrible countenance on a flight before. Damn, you and Wendy are going in the opposite direction, ain't ya? Wendy think he's so fine. And that's when it hit me. You have the face of someone with money trouble. She really is making a fool of herself, assuming this line of logic. I should spare her and present the piece of evidence that contradicts her testimony. Okay. You're out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, but there was no money in the wallet. Also, the money's everywhere in the elevator. Let's double check. Yeah, so the money is everywhere in the elevator. So if we were truly out for the money, then why is the money everywhere?
Objection!
Objection. I wonder if I might get a word in, Miss Teneiro. What is it now? Miss Teneiro, I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony. What are you talking about? It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance to the crime scene should have told you that. What about the scene would prove that the motive for the murder was not the money? The fact that the money is everywhere.
Take that!
If I may direct your attention to this thing strewn all over the floor. Ah! That's right. The floor is covered in bills and coinage. By your rationale, these were the very things the killer was after. I think we can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with his killer. And I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there's no effort made by the killer to gather the money. The wallet!
Objection!
Objection! Ah yes, the wallet. You will also recall that the only thing in Mr. Hicks' passport? In it was Mr. Hicks' passport. If you are really insisting that it was a crime based on greed, then you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet. Forgive me! Please! Hey, what the heck? You saying the attendant's wrong? So that guy isn't the killer? Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Will you all please be quiet? Miss Teneiro. Yes. You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark, and looking to the light from the elevator, it's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought that I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you for releasing me. Huh? What is it now? Miss Tenero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. It sounds like Virginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... I said that he's giving the runabout. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well, see? You, the attendant. Yes, sir. I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport. Who you? I'm sorry, so but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I'm finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. How dare you try to waste my time? You were the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I wanted to spend even at least 1 second with you. I wanted to spend even at least 1 more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Insolvent. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Insolvent? Oh, I should hope I'm not monetarily bankrupt. I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I'm Zeke LeBlanc II. I'm a very wealthy man in the Virginia. I should be saying this with an accent. Prove her you're rich as AF? I think you can tell by the way he dressed he's rich AF. I'm Zeke LeBlanc II. I'm a very wealthy man in the Virginia. But I am not an ordinary rich man. I'm an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty. Maybe I should start doing voices again. Let's give her a voice. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now? Pardon? When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout? I have to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it once and only once. I did not have even a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. I saw it. Yes, I did. I saw the victim go to the elevator. Going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock. I promise, if you think my accent is racist, I have no idea what I'm doing. It's a fictional accent belonging to the world of nothingness. And what's the significance of that time? At 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6? What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body? Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence, I would say around 6:15. Ah! Higgs was his name, was it? And then I saw that man Higgs was killed in the 15-minute time span. And the only person in and out at the time was this prosecutor, yes? Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time! Me too, I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. I was still eating, still haven't finished, see? The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No compliant, I see. Not a single word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Whoa, so you say, but do you have what you say? The evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you're quite certain in what you saw, enough to get testimony? Of course, I was looking at them at the whole time. He was playing with that annoying small machine the whole time. Machine? Yes, that's what you call it. People call it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with the click, 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 click. From that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe that Mr. LeBlanc is talking about a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone, a laptop organizer I can see, but that's kind of low budget. I hate that noisy little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty, all it produces is ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw. Miss Tenero? Yes? I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit. I did like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. Yes, I think that is how you say it in English. It's fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I am given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Miss Teneiro, if you wait until we arrive, there is a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. Ha! This should not be approved! Please, Mr. LeBlanc, in an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now, please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. We are not planning to erase the evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not! Ha! We'll see. Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable! I am in your debt, Miss Teneiro. However, there's one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Of course, I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural as I'm still a suspect in this case. I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to use T to talk. It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. Alright. Let's save here because we're at the 3-hour mark. And we will continue. We will continue next week. Turnabout Airlines. Okay. Oh, I unlocked new things in the gallery. How exciting. Hi, Ari. Bye, Ari. Hi, Johnny. Bye, Johnny. All right. Wow. That is the start of Ace Attorney investigation. We got through the first case and we're in the beginning of the second case, which we will continue next week. I hope you all had a good time and I appreciate y'all for coming. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing voices. It's not gonna end very well. It's gonna be horrifying, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I can and nothing can stop me. Yes, that is it. That is all for today. Our next stream will be Saturday at 7 p.m. PDT with Persona 3 Reload, where we leave Tartarus, finally, and hopefully get some story in. But that is it for today. Have a great day or a great night wherever you are. Stay chill, stay cool. And I will see you guys at my next stream. Good night, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye.